stop feeding the animals. What does that mean? It means that right now all we keep talking about is tariffs, right? That's all we keep hearing about. Anybody wants to talk about Doge? Anybody wants to talk about the immigration? What about Europe's defense, right? No. When I say everyone, you got to be careful, because if you spend your time on social media, by the way, join my channel and like what you hear. If you're going to keep listening to what's going on social media, what's going to happen is that you're not going to understand what's happening, because they're just feeding the beast. They are feeding the animals. They want to know, and what is he going to do? And what did he do that for? What was the point of doing this to begin with? You know, why is he doing the tariffs, and what's going to happen? First of all, you need to understand that there are three things that are extremely important, that are a little bit larger than the tariffs. And that's really probably what he's really after at the end of the day. One, the dollar is getting weak and is getting weaker, right? So what does that mean? It means that the dollar is losing its position in the world, and he needs to do something to fix it. What do you care? Because a lot of what we're going to be spending money on is going to be having to do with the dollar and the euros and oil, right? So if you don't have the money, if you can't spend the money on oil without the dollar, what are you going to do? You don't need the dollar anymore to buy oil, and that's a problem. So the dollar is getting weaker against the euro. We're having a problem with the dollar. And if nobody's going to be using dollars, then how are you going to refinance your debt? Which brings me to number two, is the debt. You have $37 trillion. Forget the tariffs. You're not going to bring these people over next week to start building in the US. You may hear some negotiation. We hear 70 people came over to negotiate. I mean, shoot me, they're negotiating what? That they're going to bring a plant over next month, and then the month after you decided to do it with the tariffs? It takes years to bring a thing back in the US. So that's not going to happen that way. That's going to take some time. So what you need to do is you need to understand the bigger picture. The number three that you need to know. The number three, and you're not going to like that one, is the fact, I'm coming. The fact is that the market is overvalued. Look at, we're almost at 20% down in the stock market, right? That's correction territory. That's pretty bad, okay? But it's nothing compared to COVID. With COVID, we were down 30%, okay? Almost 30%. In the 2008 financial crisis, we were at more than 50%. And the PE ratio, frankly, is 31 right now. I mean, it's at most the highest it's ever been. There's more to go. There is more to go, my friends. So don't listen to them when they tell you, what is he really trying to do here? Is he doing with the tariffs? You know, does he expect them to come over? And the problem with that is that you're feeding the narratives. And they want you to talk about these things. They want you to focus on the wrong things. What you should be focusing on the bigger picture. Now, for you as an investor, what does it mean? You know, what do I do? How do I invest? Where do I put my money? You know where you put your money? Either you put your money where it is now, you keep it, leave it that way, don't touch it. It depends when you need it. Do you need it next month? Well, then you got to get out, because frankly, there's more downside than upside in this story. So you get out now. Now, can you make money in this market? Yes. Look at this. We were down 2% yesterday. We were up 1%. Then we were down. Then we were up. Now today we're down 2%. You could make money both ways in this market. You could make money buying puts, buying calls. You could be, in fact, you know what? Why don't you go into my Patreon channels and take a look at some of the ETFs that I have. They have ETFs that are triple leveraged. You know, you got to be careful, obviously. They're triply leveraged, and you can make quite a bit of money if the market goes down. And you can market, obviously, if the market goes up. But everyone is used to making money in the market going up. Now what you want to do, you want to make money when it goes down. And in this case, very likely to happen. So this is what I recommend that you do, my friends. Do not listen to what they're telling you in this market. Do not, because you're helping feeding the beast. And the beast is to be fed, right? And no one is talking about those. No one is talking about the immigration. No one is talking none of these things. This is just the new, and they could, on the news cycle, they could be talking about this all day long. And it could go on and on and on. Don't fall for that. Be your own investor. Listen to my channel. I'll explain to you what's going on. I will educate you. I can't predict anything because no one is going to know what's going to happen. But we know for a fact that you're not going to negotiate with 100 countries. Right now they're saying, you know what? Yes, somebody called me and they're going to negotiate. And they all want to negotiate what? 60 people called you already and they want to negotiate what? Negotiate 5%? Negotiate that they're going to come over and start building plan next week? Do you actually believe that's what they want to do? I don't think so. There's the bigger fish to fry. This is a bigger picture. You need to understand the bigger picture here.